This army has performed so good when I'm able to keep components of the attack alive, and that's the only thing that's really left for me to kind of work out right now, because the number of times I've allowed my warden to die has been, I shouldn't say it's insignificant. I've literally lost my warden 3 times out of 8 today, and the EDrags have kind of saved me out of everything that's there in the army. The EDrags have saved me, and I just want to show you guys like the potential of just surgically using just 2 EDrags can go so far. So let's just get into some replays. I'm not super comfortable doing live attacks just yet. I will admit, like, not too great of a performance today. But if you see, it's as I did mention, like 3 attacks where I lost my warden. So 74, 71, and 71. 3 attacks I lost my warden. The 97 and 98, even though the 97 was a 1 star, it was just a time fail. And I just want to show you guys, it's actually insane. So despite of me losing my warden, let's just focus on some EDrag chains and see the potential of this army, and hopefully I can get a little bit more regular and comfortable to do live attacks for you guys super duper soon. Let's start with the base that I actually ended up 1 starring with. I don't care too much about showing my fails this way, but at least you guys will learn as well if you're planning on picking this up. Just because I feel there's significant potential, but there is a good learning curve as to how to use the attacks themselves. Now, this is a base where we have a relatively exposed clan castle, and it feels like you might be able to get some good attack chains onto the clan castle, but remember that the clan castle is not directly exposed. We have some delicate buildings in front of the clan castle actually. The only thing that can really chain through to the clan castle is the gold mine, and the gold mine is actually so low on health that the EDrag chains won't be able to take out the clan castle directly, and there is a small risk factor of the EDrags themselves kind of moving around and just not taking the clan castle out. So, oh yeah, I just set up a free flinger over here near the hero bell, and we're planning to just get a fireball in the core. That's the gist of the plan for this attack. Um, so what I thought was, okay, I'm going to use some furnaces to help push my warden towards the core a little bit better, and hopefully those furnaces also clear some of these more delicate buildings, and that should actually allow me to very clearly allow my EDrags to chain through this area and hopefully deal significant damage to even the multi-kill cannon and monolith. That's more or less the gist of what the plan is. And you'll also see another mistake I make very quickly while I'm trying to multitask, just because I'm running short on time. I actually start my king and queen right over here before the E-Drags take the clan castle down. So that's just another mistake I made. A small problem in my judgment, I guess. But other than that, not really much else for me to say. And honestly, maybe at this point itself, what I could have done is I could have just dropped the E-Drags on this barracks. I don't think they would have pulled the warden, but who knows? Like I could have actually just used the attacks well in advance to funnel out this entire area, and I wouldn't have even needed to use those invisibles. Just something I noticed. So yeah, let's just wait a little bit. I think I'm gonna use a totem with a skeleton spell over there, and you'll see. I end up pulling the ice golems out, and that actually ends up freezing the E-drags in place, leaving these buildings untouched. And you'll see what ends up happening. Just because I pulled the ice golems, right? The E-drag actually got stalled for long enough that he couldn't get one more rage shot off, and that could have been the difference maker. I've already lost my king ability. Way out over here. It's like so early, but he's already dead because the monolith just targeted him. So I have no option but to just use my royal champion and try to see what I can do to solve this. But all in all, value wise, only the EDAX and King, these are the only two things that really didn't get the best value possible, despite of which we managed to bring it to this time fail over here. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's just a matter of not making those mistakes. And I should have started the EDAX earlier. I could have saved some invis spells for the Warden as well, not pulled the Esculums. Things would have been a lot simpler. Just mistakes to learn from. Right, here's the next base that we've got, and you'll once again see it's one of these bases where we have a very isolated core. Buildings are just insanely spread out, and that forces the clan castle itself to be exposed on the corner. So you guys can already guess what we're going to do for the E-Drags. But for the Warden and a Flimfinger or a Siege Barracks, like what do you even choose, right? So over here, I was just thinking the expos are in such close proximity to each other. I can actually tank both of them without the need for any spells. The other defenses are just so far away from each other that the only thing that my Warden will have to tank is 2 expos, and he can deal with it with 5 healers on him. No problem at all. So that's just about what we're gonna do. If the need arises, remember you have your totem spells, invis spells, and this is the kind of base where you don't even need a very complicated fireball. A fireball somewhere on the edge of the base is usually good enough for you. You just get a lot of buildings out of the way, and that's the name of the game for some of these attacks sometimes. So there we go, like clan castles immediately out of the way, and look at that, even the supervisor tower and multi-gear cannon are practically almost taken down. That is insane work. You have the rocket launch to just finish off what's even left. We'll happily take that value for just a few troops, and it's like so much that you don't even have to worry about anymore. So that's pretty good. And there we go. Like we even recalled the Warden perfectly in time as soon as both the expos went down. Flamefinger will do a good job of specifically targeting the expos as well. The only thing you have to remember before pulling off tricks like this is that there is no ricochet cannons also targeting the Warden, because the Rico cannon can chain through the Warden and hit your Flamefinger, and things can get very, very messy. And this is also the reason I failed sometimes in the past. Just something that I should give you guys as a bit of a precaution to not do if you're going to try to follow these same steps on some other base styles. Now, this attack has become pretty straightforward. We're just going to use the Royal Champion to take care of that isolated Revenge Tower, and now the Warden is free to practically handle everything in this isolated core all by himself. King and Queen have a very, very easy path to just kind of deal with what's left. The Fire Spitters are both facing down. This base just got dissected like crazy. Like, it's so surgical, this destruction, and it's just way too satisfying as well. I can't believe how satisfying it is to use each of the phases correctly. And this becomes even more important because many people are very carefully spacing out the defenses on the base so that the fireball value is actually minimized, but it still forces buildings to be very compact to each other. For example, isolating this entire core over here, it gives you such good EDrag chain value on some of the areas on the edge of the base. And this is the case with so many bases that are, I should say, modern. Not to mention the Ice Golem should keep helping out. Be it your king, your queen, your royal champion, warden. Use them anywhere you want. They will keep freezing a base up for you. The furnaces, we have plenty of them. And we walk away with 4 swag spells on this one. I think that's a pretty good deal. Okay, now this is just another replay to show you guys how not to use the Electro Dragons. And this is a pretty good base to even show an example of how it might be tempting to do something sometimes. So maybe one thing to watch out for the Electro Dragon specifically is, unless you're absolutely sure you can kill certain key defenses or targets that really seem like they would be a pain on the base. For example, I've been aiming for clan castles in the past, or I've been aiming for even like long shot kills straight up because they're just close to the clan castle and things like that. You have to invest enough into the EDrags to ensure that they actually go down, or else it's not going to be worth it. There's no point in doing it, and that's just the gist of it. So I'm just going to let the Warden walk kind of go on over here, and let's analyze the reason I'm saying that, right? These are exposed rage towers on this base over here, actually, and they've used the supervisor towers on the very corner of the base so that in case you're tempted to start the Warden walk on the edge, just the same way I did, in case you don't have anything to straight up kill the wizard tower, the supervisor tower will chain through the Warden and kill your healers. So that's just about it. And luckily for us, we have rocket launch, so we can just deal with most of this base in the corner very easily. And now you'll see how I decide to end up using my E-Dragons, which is a big mistake. I will tell you guys in advance. Huge mistake the way I use them, and it causes my heroes to get very low value on this base. So we recalled a Warden out of there. That was just an instant death sentence because long shot plus Giga Bomb. No way, I don't want to deal with that. So let's just pause over here for a minute. It might be tempting to use the EDrags over here to try to take the Town Hall itself out. It is possible, but you just need to be careful that you can actually get the value. And you also need to probably think a bit little, like, is it really worth it to get that value out? It might be because it opens up an avenue for your royal champion to get all of this, but it still doesn't kill the clan castle itself. So you're stuck in a bit of a weird spot and just some food for thought. So what I tried doing was I tried using one EDrag on each of these areas, and you'll see the EDrag on the Rage Tower actually did a fantastic job. It cleared the Archer Queen and half the Rage Tower, but the EDrag that I dedicated for the long shot really didn't do anything. And in fact, this has now increased the risk for a 1 star for me on this base, because all I've done is left the long shot just standing over there, with even less access to the town hall itself. No reason, no funnel set for my king and queen to even approach the long shot. And this is where that danger comes in that I was talking about. I have not confirmed the kill of the long shot in any way, and now we're stuck over here. So honestly, all I should have done on this base was use both my E-Drags for the Rage Tower. Siege Brax was perfectly located, but what I should have done is use my King and Queen on the Town Hall itself, and the Ice Golems would have helped out perfectly against the Long Shot, and even against the Revenge Tower and the Monolith. We have skeleton spells, we have totems, more than enough to protect us. And you can see, now we're stuck in this awkward position where I'm just trying to ensure this is not a 1 star anymore. And even though we've practically almost taken the base down, it was very, very painful. I couldn't focus on keeping my warden alive, and this has come to a very, very bad fail just because I couldn't even clean up a lot of these trash buildings that are waiting for me for free percentage. Just some mistakes and just things I'm learning on the fly while I'm attempting this attack, and you never know until you really push it against various base lines you find in Legend League. So here we are, and I'm showing you guys what works and what doesn't work. Again, all food for thought, all things for you to learn. No shame in failing and learning from your own mistakes. So yeah, let's just move on to the next one. Okay, now let's just move on to another one of these bases where we don't make a mistake with how we decide to play around with the E-drags and just use each component of the attack correctly, just to show you guys how clean an attack can look when really done properly. It's just a bit of new muscle memory to learn. We have a lot of new tools in this army to really set the attack up. And one other way of setting up Flame Finger, I'll show you guys in this attack, right? It's very impressive. I learned it by watching some of Star's replays on how he used to do E-Drags. So just tips to keep learning, and hopefully you guys can implement it in your own attacks as well. But this is probably the most fun I've had setting attacks up in a very long time. So once again, we're aiming for a fireball somewhere in this core. What's important is the spell towers, maybe the revenge tower, if I can help it, right? I don't think my fireball gets the revenge tower on this one. Just I remember that, but let's just see the rest of the attack, right? So now I have these buildings that are surrounding this multi-archer tower, which is very close to the clan castle itself. And you'll see now, look at these E-drag chains. Like, god damn. I think one archer got pulled out, which made one E-drag chain go to the bomb hive. But just look at this, right? Like, these two E-drags managed to clear so much on the base. It's absurd. Bomb hive is also gone now. Oh, and I'm literally chaining from the storage onto the enemy minion prince as well. Like, that is just crazy. Like, so much of the base is just gone for free. I don't even know what to say. So yeah, anyways, we're aiming for a fireball in the core of the base. So we're going to use our furnaces and flame flinger on the right of the warden to once again push the warden towards the left so we can eventually get the fireball down. And now you must be wondering, I'm sending this flame flinger towards that where this monolith is there. Are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you, Catalyst? This is not a good idea at all, right? But then like something just clicked in me where I realized, you know what, this monolith is actually so damn isolated that you can tank it with a flame fling. You can tank it with the skeleton spell in this army, and that's the primary purpose of the skeleton spell. It's to protect against the. It's to protect primarily against either the Revenge Tower or the monolith itself, and it's very, very flexible. So we've placed the skeleton spell perfectly within the range of the monolith, but outside the range of these other defenses, and the Flame Flinger is actually taking the damn monolith down. It's so crazy to think of Flame Flinger 1v1ing a monolith, but we managed to make it work. And this base is just being dissected in the most satisfying way possible at this point. Not much left in the core. Royal Champion can easily clean out whatever is even left. The Flame Flinger should also help the Royal Champion quickly clear what's left. King ability to open up the walls to the core. Long shot should be dealt with very, very shortly. And this base is all but toast at this point. Pretty cool stuff. Yetis from the Flameflinger should also come out, and I feel like it's a bit better because I'm not necessarily targeting the Town Hall itself anymore. And I'm using Flameflingers more often than Log Launchers, so 3 Yetis is better than a Super Yeti and a Super Valk for Flameflingers, in my opinion. They just do a lot better job of tanking and releasing those Yeti mites to go for the defenses rather than buildings in general. This is about all I really have for you guys. You can see I am learning, and when I get it done correctly, oh my god, these bases just crumble in the most satisfying ways possible. I should be able to start doing live recorder attacks soon, but until then, I'll just try to break down attacks in a more simpler fashion in this way, and we'll keep it like that. So that's all I have for you guys for this one. Once again, take care and peace.